Hey, what's up, everybody? Fred Kreidler, head coach at E3 Fitness, coming at you with another great exercise. Coming out of our power program, we've got the ECT night. So we use this thing, the ECT. It gives us the opportunity to get a barbell in here and move it up and overhead. Sometimes we have to move things that are fixed. It also keeps us really engaged throughout our system as we lift it, and it helps build in variety to the program while keeping it really, really functional. So we use this in our power program because there's so much of a hip-driven movement. We're moving the weight overhead in front of us, and that's happening for sure with our hands, but it's all driven from the hips. None of that is going to happen with my arms. My arms are just going to be a continuation of all the strong work I'm doing with my hips. Big things on this one is I'm going to keep my chest up, and then as I go overhead and away, I want to make sure that I don't arch my back. A really common, really easy mistake to make, especially when we're going hard. But we want to be keyed in there because we want to have good stability up and down the spine to support us being athletic overhead and in this kind of a movement. Now we got to fire up our core because the weight, as you can see just on the ground, it can roll around and move anywhere. All right, so a lot of stuff going on. Hands are going to go side to side like this overhead. All right, I'm just going to start up like this. So what I do is I hinge my hips back right in here, just like I'm doing something like a kettlebell swing or a deadlift. After I hinge my hips back, I'm going to keep my belly tight, squeeze my hips, and drive overhead. And I'm going to sink back to the other side with the hands, drive overhead. And I want to go really tight right in through here when I'm overhead. This has to be really, really firm, sucked into the belly so I can support this position. One of the things that we'll do is we'll start to arch our back. And when we do that, we put pressure into all these kinds of funky places that we don't really need it. We don't want to train the body to move like that. It hampers our ability to perform well, increases our risk for injury. And by doing it correctly, we're ready to do this kind of thing out in real life. Tight tummies, glutes engaged, ready to take the weight anywhere. I'm very directed with it on this, but having that kind of control side to side and having the hip fire prepares me for other ranges and other kinds of things that are still in that sort of movement pattern. And so that's how we get the function out of our fitness, is we build in things that are making us stronger, not just for gym things, but for real life stuff, real life situations. And that's what we got here. So we're gonna keep the tummy tight as we go overhead, really drive with the hips, give the energy into the hands, and they just float out right in front because you're driving and snapping. Feel the same kind of energy on jumps, on kettlebell swings, on cleans and that kind of stuff. It's all the same kind of like snap, pop, but we're also staying engaged. We're not just letting it go. We're staying fired up, and the core's got to work the whole time. This stuff right in here, holding you tight. All right? So that's the ECT night, and looking forward to seeing you around the gym. Try it out soon.